Ohayou gozaimasu. Oh, wait. I forgot. We're downstairs. What we're supposed to do is start like this. I forgot. It's been so long since we've been down here at this bench. Professional streamer, yeah, right. Me and my crew here. Good morning, good morning. No bears here that we have yet. No bears in Asakusa. Good morning, everybody. Whatever, I'm okay, but it's been busy, and I'm kind of like whatever. Oops, missed one. Chuk. It's life here these days. I'm at the carving bench. Won't be actually carving today, but stand by. I got a phone call last night. Let me tell you about it later. Let's get started first. I got a phone call last night. Sharpen your tools. Actually, I did. I sharpened the knife a few days ago to show when I carved that little, what was I carving? Oh yeah, I carved the Atelier Senso logo for one of the prints. But the stand by. Okay, it has been more chaos here the last few days than it's been for a long time. There's a bunch of stories to tell. There's stuff going on. There have been visitors. I've got boxes. There's a box here. It's from Canada. There's a package. I found this on the desk this morning. And I was only in the shop a little bit yesterday, Wednesday, whatever. I wasn't in the shop. So there's something here. Somebody has left. Is that the same person? Maybe. So there's something to open. And earlier in the day, there had been a visitor from Poland leaving some prints. So we've got some stuff to open and show. This is, this is from one of our printers. This is Mitamura-san. He came over yesterday to get more work and also to drop off the previous work. You've seen this maybe? I don't know. This is just one of our, I don't know if you know the background. When I made the Hanga treasure chest, the Tamate Bako, back in, I don't even know, 2004, the idea was, we had mostly Japanese customers at that time. There was very few overseas people involved. And the deal was, I made a series of 24 prints that would go to people during the year, one every 2 weeks. And we posted them, at the time it was possible in Hamura and Ome. We posted them on Saturday, every second Saturday. And the post office is very efficient in Japan. So the collectors in Japan got them every Monday morning. Every second Monday morning, they would receive one print in a little folder, and they already had the standard box. So over 12 months, 2 a month, 24 prints went out that year. But to make them, I didn't make from scratch one every 2 weeks. I made them 2 up. So the blocks are carved like this for 2 prints. I printed them together. The idea would be to try and save time to some extent. You know, maybe this black and this black don't overlap, but on many of them, it's the same colors, both sides. And we're still using those blocks for shops, for prints to go into our shop. We don't have this as a subscription series anymore. And this is 2 of the prints. So Mitamura-san, one of our associate printers here, he's from the Kumiai, the cooperative, printers cooperative. He ran this up for me. And also his daughter is training. I think we might have talked about her. He's training his daughter to be a printer as well. He's happy about this because what we pay per print. So we're going to treat this as one job and one job. So he'll get paid for this and this separately at normal rates, but he makes them as one print. So he's only one moistening, that kind of stuff. So he's very happy. He's happy with that. The training's going okay. It's plus minus. Not to say anything about the young lady. She's coming along well. She's coming along quite slowly. And part of the problem, the trainer people that we have working with coming slowly, is because we pay even when the work is no good. This is quite different from the old days. The old days you got in a workshop, it's no good, throw it away. Maybe one day you'll get paid somewhere down the line. It was a kind of quite brutal approach. And it sort of worked and it didn't work. People that couldn't handle it or whatever, they just left and said, I've had enough of this abuse, whatever, I'm out of here. And people that stuck with it got good at this. So it was a kind of a filter. It split. It was a K-shaped filter. You're either out or you went to the top. You don't do it this way anymore, of course. And even when somebody's training, Yuki-san is training up here. Earlier, she spoiled a whole lot of prints. We pay for them still. Ayumi-san, even, she spoiled some prints a while ago. It's the way you got to do it these days and the way I want to do it these days. But you end up sort of weakening people by being kind to them and by being gentle to them. So somewhere, I'm sort of mentally struggling with this. How do you be more strict with people? How do you push them to get better more quickly so they can make a living at this without being bad to people? You know, it's a different environment. And it's quite a paradox. And there may be no solution to this. We will maybe never see again the likes of Kubota-san. Soka. Having said that, I guess it's time. It's early in the stream here, so maybe not a lot of people are with us yet. But now that I've mentioned it, I got to mention it. I got an email from Kubota-san's daughter yesterday evening. The news we've sort of been waiting for. Kubota-san has gone. Kubota-san died. He got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in early February, went straight to hospice, did spend some time at home in the following months, came back home to relax with his family, back to the hospice, back home. I don't have any details on where he died. I presume it's in the hospice. He passed away. I don't know. His daughter updated me with information about the temple where he is, and we have to go and visit him, you know. We have to go and see him. At the moment, it's chaos here with the tourists and stuff, but as soon as we're clear, a couple of weeks from now in December, we will go and visit the temple where he is, where he's been interred, you know, and we'll report back. I updated the page on our website, Mokuhankan/Kubota. I updated the page with this information. I'm leaving the comment page open for people to put comments if they want to leave something behind about their feelings about Mr. Kubota. But at the moment, there's I think a couple of hundred comments from people. I'm not able to report to you at the moment whether or not he was on board with all those, whether he read all those comments, because we made Japanese translations of a lot of them. His daughter, he gave his daughter strict instructions, no social media, no communication, no nothing. He gave her his phone the week of his diagnosis, and we were instructed to stay away, keep away, don't contact him, don't do anything, just pretend I'm already dead. And I follow his instructions. I feel extremely internally bitter about that because, my God, we could have, well, what am I saying? We could have had some fun. We could have sat on park benches listening and telling stories. We could have enjoyed a bit of sunshine. But he specifically said no contact, nobody. I guess he didn't want people to see him as he got weaker. It was out of my hands, and now I regret perhaps not pushing a bit more. Maybe if I'd pushed or just gone and knocked on the door. But I didn't do that. And as a result, he must have spent his last months just with his family, and his daughter and his wife. Anyway, things are what they are. I had the job last night, the not so enviable job. I was the point man. She had let me know, his daughter let me know in an email, and I had to phone everybody. We know his apprentices, Chiharu-san, Suga-san. I phoned Kyoso-san, who works at Adachi. I was the point man last night making these phone calls. And whatever, everybody knew he was ill, so it's okay. It was just simply letting them know that we've arrived at the last station. But it wasn't so much fun last night, you know. He was a super guy, just such a funny, friendly guy, you know. If I'm gone, whatever, when I'm gone, if there's only one thing I'd sort of like to leave behind, it was that people would say, you know, man, he was just such a nice guy. I think the work was what it was. Of course, he was also really, really good at his work. But the first thing that comes to mind is that he was just such a nice guy. You know, seemed to be enjoying life. plus doing a really good job and doing what he could to help everybody around him, you know. So anyway. You will be hearing more. There will be a video. You know, we've got his tools. I don't know, those of you who don't know the backstory about what's going on. The week he got his diagnosis was actually the week he was moving workshops. He had got one workshop, I guess it was too noisy or something outside and the light was no good. So he'd moved his workshop and he'd packed up all his stuff carefully in boxes. Well, not so carefully because he was just going to put it in the truck and move it, you know, a few blocks away, a few kilometers away. So he'd packed up everything to get ready for his move and then got this diagnosis. So everything was packed. So without telling the whole complete long story again, he told his daughter to get rid of it all. Call a junk company and just get rid of it all. And she called me before doing so. Obviously, she had more common sense. She called me. We took a truck, we rented a van and went over there. And we have, in the basement in Ome, it's illustrated on that page. In the basement in Ome, we have his packed up workshop, his tools, his pigments, everything. It's in the work Ome, just it's sleeping there right now. We didn't want to touch it while he was still alive, for one. And now we're sort of crazy busy. But the people I spoke to last night, his apprentices, former apprentices, Chiharu-san, Suga-san, Kyosa-san, I chatted with them a bit about it. You know, they know I've got these tools. And somewhere, I think maybe in the new year somewhere, I'll pay their expenses to come into Tokyo. We'll get together for a few days. Maybe we'll hire a couple of people to help with the video. And the 3-4 of us will sit there and talk about Kubota-san, drink a bit of sake, tell some lies, cry a bit, and get into those boxes and use their expertise. They are his apprentices. They grew up with this stuff. And we will go through those boxes and have a look at what's in there. And maybe even we'll sort of set up a printer station or something and try and document the tool set, the pigments, the materials, everything that you know, from the last samurai. So that's at the moment, it's sleeping. There's no rush on it, but we are going to do this. And that's going to make one killer of a video. And we've got to get this information sort of documented and put out there when we get a minute for it. So. Okay, there is no official work for me today, so what I'm going to do, I shouldn't be doing this, I'm going to kill some time by doing the thing that you've seen me do before. We've got, try to keep up with the way the prints are leaving the shop. I said killing time, it's not killing time. We've desperately got to do this. Over 100 prints a day for the past 5-6 weeks now. Over 100 prints a day have left the shop. And we are we're not even half of that in restocking. So we've been buying stuff. The girls made a visit. Whatever, we got some new stuff in the other day. And it's time for me to do a bit of shaving here and get some of this stuff into the shop. But having said that, I have news about carving. I have news about carving. Open the box from Canada. Do that first. Who are you to ask me to do that, Mark? Should we do that first? If I have been instructed. Oh, I see. It's your name. Okay, well, you do have a stake in this. Okay, actually, I've got to be careful here because there's an address and stuff. Just a moment. Can I tape over the address? Just a minute. Mark says yes with 3 exclamation marks. So let's do this. Oh, transparent tape to cover up the address. That's a bright spark, Dave. Okay, whatever. There is a box from Canada. It came through customs. Has it been opened? There's a white label. It looks to have come through customs unopened. Birthday gift. Soka! Is it ticking? Only my heart. I didn't make a connection. Well, I don't even know if there's a connection. I think we said it is a box from the gentleman here. Happy birthday, Dave. Mark La Violette 363. I'm going to try to open this without showing your name and address here. What's up? Good morning. It's heavy. I'm going to break it. I don't know how much of this is public. I guess we're okay, right? It says, when do we get Adventures in Washi Part 4? I don't know. If you wish, you may show this on your Twitch stream. Okay. You're 5 minutes too late. Okay, we can share this. All right. Right. Tell you what. Before we mention the letter, maybe can people figure this out? Okay. Before I explain this, let's see. How do we get in here? Are you involved in 3D printing? You made this by yourself, did you? I should. It's a simulacrum of an Easter Island statue. You're an engineer. Okay, so you do this stuff at work, do you? There's no way anybody's going to guess what this is. There's no way. I wish I hadn't opened the letter. I wish I just looked at the thing first. Well, it does seem that it fits together, so. Do we have any consensus on what it is? A spoon holder. Well, I don't have any spoons this big. A choco egg holder. I guess it would work as this. Yes. D4, I can't read your name. D4NK PL4. Yes, you've got it. You've got it. Oh, I understand. Oh, she doesn't know what this is all about.
What is it? Well, I sort of do, I think.
Oh, you were involved in this? It's a
wasn't
package.
Really officially involved, but I think you explained what this is when it arrived from the person who sent it.
It just arrived just now. I'm opening it just now.
This one?
I'm just opening this now.
Didn't it arrive like a few days ago? 3 days ago?
The box has been on my desk. I saved it for the next stream because it said, you open this on the stream.
Yeah. So when the package arrived, you sort of like explain,
I have no idea. It says, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what it is. It says 3D printed plastic.
Yeah. And then you were saying something. I don't remember exactly because I was sort of like focusing on the computer.
I have no idea. So it says it says on the label, it says 3D printed plastic and a gift. That's all it says. But yeah, it's for a flask. But like he said, today he's too late. I took the flask down about 5 minutes before starting the stream. Do you get it? The flask goes in here and lays here.
Uh-huh.
Did you see this before then?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. You don't think so?
But I feel like he sent a message to us before. There's a letter here. It was inside the box. I had no idea what was in here. What's this? If you wish me to. I have, however, dreaded seeing you unhook your balloon flask from the ceiling and have no real place to put it down. I thought this might help. Its technology is not sufficiently arcane, but it works. Okay. Let me get the flask then. Or actually, can I ask you? It's in the back room. I just took it over there a few minutes ago. You should be able to reach it from the step without taking your shoes off, I think. If you just reach over on the left-hand side. Can you see it there? I need to take my shoes off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's just not as long as those. Ish.
So, and Mark has included instructions on how to use this. So, But I don't get this idea that I've seen this. I had no idea what was in this box. I'm sorry. There we are. Have a look. Look at this. It fits perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Look at that.
Nice.
What can I say about this? There's no way. Talk about surprises.
You need this sort of like stand for every single item you own, so that we can sort of organize your room and your desk. And
I don't know what to say about that thing. I know, you know, my desk at the moment, first step, third floor room.
it's a joke, Dave.
I know, okay, whatever.
I'm not serious.
Next
I'm
step,
just being sarcastic.
open the back room, you know, just step by step. There's no point in cleaning my desk now because it's just whatever. Sir, thank you very much. This is interesting, very much appreciated to help, because every time I take it down, I'm thinking, is today the day when I will break this? You know, absolutely. If you've been thinking the same thing, I've been thinking the same thing. So the dimensions are available on, the flask. Yeah, it's a standard 1 liter flask, yes. So I guess that's no problem. So thank you very much. Now what do I do with it before? How do I, without dropping it? Is it okay? Be careful, there's a hook on that.
Yeah.
Thank you, I understand. Go ahead. Thank you.
I think I'm gonna go for a
Okay, it's run time, of course, yes. Thank you then. Right. Needs a seat belt. Soka. Yeah. I think at the moment it's kind of chaos here, but when things do get a bit better organized and they're cleaned up a little bit, there will be a place to keep that, namely on the desk right beside here. So thank you. Thank you very much. Useful something. Is the paper out? Yes, there's paper out for 2. Ayumi-san and Yuki-chan. I don't know what they're working on. I've just flushed it through. I don't know what they're working on. But yeah, they're working on stuff. Ayumi-san and Yuki-chan will be in today. And then at some point next week, it will be my paper coming out as well. Danger picking it up by the post until you glue it in place. Ah, you mean the flask holder? Yeah, okay. It seems quite stiff. It goes in ka-chunk. It seems like that. So, okay. There's more stuff, you know. There's much more stuff. Let's postpone just a bit here. This is stuff that's from the Oedo Mokuhankan, and they were really, really bad with their glue. Something like this will be glued. In this, I'll rub my finger. The glue will be in that area. About a fingertip in from here to here. And some of their prints, there's a wide paper area that we can cut off. Most of them, no. And if it's a bit too sharp. I sharpened it the other day. If it's too sharp, the danger of cutting the paper. If it's a bit duller, we're splitting. Okay, there's more stuff, you know, there's more news, there's more things going on. Couldn't cover it all in a month of Sundays. I guess the news that's going to affect the stream here, we should mention this first. I got a phone call last night, just while I was in the middle of dealing with the email from Kubota-san's daughter. I'm in the middle of dealing this. I'm phoning people with this news. And when I'm partway through this, the phone rings. That's why I've got the phone in the room last night. And the flip phone we've got here, it's got a little screen on the outside. And if the phone knows the number, it tells you who's phoning. And the phone said Suzuki. And for me, that's 2 things. Suzuki-san is the name of our landlady. She owns the building we're in. And Suzuki-san, of course, is the real estate agent for the thing across the street that we were sort of trying to deal with, which seems to have been gone radio silence. It's been totally quiet the last couple of days. Anyways, last night, there's a phone call from Suzuki. And I'm in the middle. I'd done 2 or 3 of the phone calls that I was supposed to make. I've got a couple more to do. So anyway, I pick it up. It's not the real estate agent. It's our landlady. Oh, look at this. There we go. Look at this. Live on stream, we've lost the print here. It was stuck on so hard, and the paper was so thin. Oh, I see. I didn't cut that part. Look at that. Yeah. We've lost a print. Live on stream. What I'll do, we'll put that aside, because Udagawa-san, who is watching this stream right now, she is saying, I can take care of that. And she can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish taking off the junk stuff that's glued onto this paper. And together, the little piece that's preserved here, I will give this to Udagawa-san. She will, step 1, put this in warm water and soak this off. Step 2, she will get a thin piece of gampi paper, the same stuff you see us doing when we do peeling, and she will put it on the back of this sheet. She will then take the little piece and glue it in place on front. And we will mark the print as being damaged and patched. And put it into our bargain bin. Udagawa-san, you're probably watching, right? You have a job to do next weekend. Where were we? Suzuki-san phoned, and she was very hesitant in her voice, and she clearly had a request to make. Now, whenever Suzuki-san, our landlady, whenever she wants something, it's the, jump, and we say, how high? Instantly, when she wants something, basically, we say yes as much as possible. Because she's extremely helpful to us. Our whole future here, our success here, our ability to do our business in Asakusa has all depended on her making this building available to us, keeping a very reasonable rent, standing back and letting us do our business, and not coming after us for more money, more money, more money, more money, like most landlords do here. So the background is there. We owe this lady big time. We owe her big time. And some of you know the story. About a half a year ago or so, we were worried about this because rents in the district have gone up so much. It wasn't fair to her to keep our rent at the very low level that we have. So we made an offer to her to raise the rent and to raise it substantially. And she said no. So when she phoned last night and there's a request, I wasn't thinking that it was going to be the rent, because there was no way. One, we're not coming up to renewal just yet. Actually, we are. 2 months away, we're coming up to one of the renewals. But she wouldn't do it like this. She wouldn't just phone me and whatever and say, going to put the rent up. So I wasn't worried about that. But she had a request. And before I can tell you what it is, I've got a bit of backstory. She comes from a family. Her family were a printing shop in Tokyo. And some relatives of hers, not her direct family, she has no direct children that I know of, but relatives of hers still have a small workshop where they make senshafta prints and fuda, little name label type prints. They're in the building next door to where the block maker used to be before he died. So anyway, it turns out that the request she had for me last night was to do with them. It turns out they've got themselves into a jam. One of the people in the family is not feeling so well, can't do some work right now, and there's a deadline for a job that's coming up. And Suzuki-san was asking me, as a printmaking workshop, if we could maybe use some of our facilities here, carving and printing, if we would have time to help out her family members. She didn't ask me to give them a job or anything. She said, there's a job. And I can't remember the exact flow of the conversation, but it floored me, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. She said, there's a job coming up for some small senshafta. Can I help her with the production? So I need more information. But I said, yes, whatever we can do. It's kind of busy right now. It's tourist season. We're really kind of busy. But yeah, of course, let me help. Did you need printing? And he said, yes, we're going to need about 400 copies of a small Senshafda. I don't know if this means a single one or a double or really a little chibi one or what. I don't know, about 400 copies. So of course, Dave here, whatever, I'm planning on being a printer upstairs next week anyway from one of our own prints. So I said, sure, I know, let's see this. I know, when do you need this by? And she said, Friday. This was last night, which is Wednesday in Tokyo. And at that point I went, and she said, no, it's okay, not the day after tomorrow, a week away. If it makes any difference, whatever. So this is the point, I'm like, okay. So whatever, she's our landlady and we owe her big time. And, oh, there goes Ansan on her walk, on her jog. So I said, okay, well, in that case, we've got to get going on this. So yeah, and then I tried more information, 400 copies. Is it a complex design or whatever? And where are the blocks? Can we get the blocks as soon as possible? And she's like, well, it hasn't been carved yet. And I'm like, I don't remember the words I said, but I'm like, in this case, like, can I come over and see you tonight? She lives near Inaricho Station. And I'm like, okay, this was whatever time it was, 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening or whatever. I said, okay, well, can I come over and pick this up so that I can get working on it tomorrow morning? And I was thinking, maybe I can get started on the stream tomorrow. And then she says, well, the design isn't finalized yet. And I'm not making this up. I am absolutely not making this up. That's the point where I'm still like, okay, we will help you to the extent we can. But this is the point now where my voice changes a bit, and I got to get, I got to get a bit serious here. Suzuki-san, もうスリもできますが、彫りもなんとかできるそうと思いますが、絵はまだ決まってないことはもう何もできないでしょ? If there's no design, we're stuck. And she says, I understand. We're on this, and I'll try and get it to you as quickly as possible. Now, if Taran-san happens to be listening to this, he's probably not. Taran-san is really, really, really busy right now. But if Taran-san is listening to this right now, he is, what's the expression? R-O-T-L, M-A-S, or whatever. Taran-san is rolling on the floor. Is it R-O-F-L-L? Whatever. This is Taran-san right now, if he happens to be watching this. Because Taran-san lives like this. Not from Mokuhankan. Taran-san's an employee of Mokuhankan. Plus, he's still an apprentice of Asuka Sensei, who does exactly. I've heard this kind of story exactly from Taran-san. The phone call comes in. It's due like 2 weeks ago. And we got to get this thing going right now, and whatever. So Taran-san has had some extreme stress in his life because of these requests coming in. And it's the way it used to be. It's crazy the way it used to be. The publishers who have the power, they treat the employees, the workers, just like absolute dirt. Need it tomorrow? Price? Yeah, whatever. We'll pay you whatever, whenever. Absolutely. It's the way it used to be. Now, please, we don't do this. People get out of here at 5:30. If Taran-san's overworked, it's not from work that I've given him. It's from other obligations he's made. But he's laughing now because here's Dave sitting in exactly the same spot. An obligation, work that he can't turn down because I owe this person big time. And they've screwed something up at their end really, really badly. And guess who has to fix it? So here we are. I'm laughing about this because, like, whatever. It's a Sensha for the job. I presume I'm not going to be involved in the design. There's going to be a piece of paper with some sketch on. I've got to find some wood upstairs, I guess. Maybe they're going to supply the block. I don't know. If I don't hear from her by noon today, I'm going to phone her again and say, Suzuki-san, any action on this? Any action on this? And then once it gets here, we'll have some fun. We'll be carving this on the stream, and we'll be printing this on the stream. Would it be possible to get her to sell some of Mokuhankan's Senshafras? We don't want anybody to help us with selling. We're running out of prints. We don't want anybody to sell stuff for us. Now, I'm going to take my life in my hands. I'm going to continue this job. What we have here clearly, based on the way that last print broke so easily, is we have a bunch of prints here now that have been really kept in their storage on this stuff, and they have become acidic and brittle. You can feel it a little bit. You know, that wasn't so bad. You can bend it. It's not as bad as some of them, but I really now have to be careful. I've got to make sure I don't put stress on any of the paper up here at all. It could be that maybe we're going to have trouble with this, and maybe this batch of prints could be a write-off, in which case I would sort of bail. We'll leave them on the backboards, put them in the bargain bin, and just sort of an as-is kind of thing. But let me try a couple more to see how this is going to go. Oh, I see. You mean, no, I get your point. Okay, use some of our prints to fill in for what was necessary. Almost certainly no. This will be making Senshafta, what this company does. It's a little bit like the old days. There will be a group of collectors out there who have ordered this Senshafta. There will be a specific design. It might be somebody's name they want. Maybe it's an individual person who has ordered names. It could be something a group is planning to give away as a New Year gift or something like this. I don't know. But it will be a custom job. It's not something that I can just replace with another print. It's a custom ordered job. When I said the design isn't finalized yet, what she meant was it's not in space ready for carving. They may know what they want, maybe there's drawings, but it's not ready for pasting down and carving. So I'm sorry if I misspoke about that. What did I say? Design is not finalized. I meant the tracing is not ready for carving yet, is what I should have said. So. Sorry about that. I'm sensitive. And for Senshafta like that, 400, that's no big deal. I think 200 would be a more common one these days, but 400 is no big deal. There's another approach to it. You know, I can't help. You would never speak this, but I can't help thinking, okay, this is going to happen. She's going to bring me the design. Dave's going to do this. I'm going to carve it. I'll get it done. We'll print it. We'll get this thing done. There's 10 days. I mean, what could go wrong? I will deliver it to her, and I won't even ask for any money. She'll offer, of course, to pay the money that it would have taken to get it done, and I'll say, relax, no problem. We're just glad to have helped you out of this jam. And we'll leave it at that. She will try and pay, but it's okay. We don't need the money. But then it's the tennis ball back and forth. Then who is on which side of the obligation imbalance? As I told you, the rent is so low here. We've really felt we're the ones who were obliged to her. But if I can pull this one off. So I'm saying, why so many due on the same day? Because they're delivered as a package to the people who ordered it, and they will be perhaps distributing it to members of the Senshafta group. I don't know. These relatives of hers had originally been intending to use this building. When we first came into this building in 2014, the idea had been that Mokuhankan, my group, would just be upstairs with a room for our printers. At that time, we had never considered having a shop. And that group, her relatives, were going to have a shop in the bottom. But they backed out, and I ended up getting the whole building. So there's lots of history back and forth. We could get the rent even lower. We're not looking to get the rent lower, believe me, not at all. We're very, very happy with this. Look at this glue. You can see, so this is printing, this is paper, this is glue. just so careless, you know. Could she have connections with the Suzuki from the Ninja building? No, no, no. Suzuki is, what is it? It's the second most common name, personal name, family name in Japan. Is it the second or third? I think Sato or Saito is the most common name. I believe Suzuki is number 2. I know more Suzukis than, you know, one of the guys at the pool who we wait each morning to get in the pool at 7 o'clock. One is a Suzuki-san. It's an extremely common name here in Japan. Does your landlady know of any printers who might want to work? Well, no. The family members who are part of this Senshafada group, she has asked me before, can I supply more work for them? And this is a very difficult situation. I have done so. I have given them test work. But it hasn't been to Mokuhankan standards. You know, it just hasn't been. So we've got this sort of standoff. She knows we need more printers. She knows she has relatives who are printers. We've been through there. And I'm sorry, I gave them trials, but it just doesn't work. There really is different levels of ability in the game here, you know. Is that the top 5? Sato, Suzuki, Takahashi, Tanaka, Watanabe. I could believe that. Is it Sato or Saito? Because there's 2 very similar names, Sato and Saito. Maybe they're combined there in that counting. I don't know. The other Suzuki, because of the building landlord connection. I doubt she wouldn't know anything about that. I don't know. Not at all. Saito is much less common. Okay, there you are. It's Sato. So somebody's bringing up another problem. The Senshafada group will maybe like what we do and say, hey, we can have some more. So as part of doing this, I really have to make it clear to her that we are not a workshop open for outside hire. We don't do that. We will do this as a one-off, but we're not, you know, we're not open for hire. Look at this. They had a huge wide margin on this side, and they had a tiny margin on that side. Guess where they glued it? Oh, substantial thick paper. This is okay. Eight views of Suzuki. So there's 2 Suzukis at the pool. One of the managers is a Suzuki, and one of the guys in our morning group is Suzuki. Also, so I got this at the pool today. Today is just news. News galore, news galore, news galore. And show and tell. We have so much freaking show and tell. Came out of the elevator today into the lobby at the pool. And the lady who normally stands behind the counter, you know, we have our pool card, beep, we beep in with our pool card. She's standing outside the elevators with a little table and a stack of paper. And she's got the paper. And standing a few paces behind her, it's not Suzuki-san, the manager, but it's one of the managers. It's a guy in suit and tie. He's standing about 2 paces behind her and 1 or 2 paces off to the side. So I come out of the elevator, like, what's going on? Has there been a palace coup or something, or what's happening? She's got this little table, and she gives, I came up by myself, this one. She hands me the little piece of paper, and she makes the announcement that from next April, the prices are going up. And as you can see here, the current price, where are we? The current price is 4,400 yen, and it's going up about 50%. It's going up to 6,000 yen plus tax, 66,000. No problem. I have no real bitch with this. To me, the 4,000 yen price has been really cheap for what I get. I get use of that thing every weekday that it's not closed. from, I guess, a pool, there's exercise rooms, the bath, it's sorted out. There is a bath now for this. It's not 60,000, it's 6,000, nitwit. That's the fee I pay to use this thing between the hours of 7 and 10, and I can't use it on weekends and holidays. Who did I just call a nitwit there? I'm sorry. Chicken Meister, I'm sorry, excuse me. Did I say 60,000? What, really? 6,000. No, I said 66. I think you're confusing me because it's 6,000. Who's confused? Whatever. whatever. Did I say 6,600? I don't know. Anyway, it's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal. But there's something that does piss us all off. For the first 3 years I was there, it was 4,000 plus tax to 44. But then we've talked about this. 5 or 6 months ago, they set a limit on it. You can use it free. I mean, your fee covers the first 8 times you use it. Then every time after that, you pay an extra 260 yen or something. So they sort of tacked on this overusage fee. So I'm paying actually now each month, I'm paying about 5,800 yen because I'm paying the 4,000 plus tax plus the extra usage fee. So I'm nearly paying 6,000 yen per month. Anyway, so now this is going to go up to 6,000 base, which means 6,600 plus tax. So I asked her, Joe, what about the overusage fee? And she said, that's not going to change. It's still there. And I'm like, okay, well, can't be helped. Thank you. I'm not going to pretend to be happy, but neither am I going to say, it's still too cheap. I don't care. I'm not going to say this. And I move around her, go to the barcode reader, beep, I beep, and I go and sit down. And I sit there now waiting with the other guys, and people come out of the elevator and get this news. And I didn't see anything until what happened. But I guess that's why the guy is standing there. If maybe some customer comes in and says, what? I'm not going to stand for this. Maybe the guy is there to avoid this kind of a situation happening. Really kind of curious. It's just one of the office guys with a suit standing there just waiting. He didn't talk. He didn't do anything. She's the one who spoke to the customers. I have no strong feelings. The place is organized. It's clean. It's a beautiful facility. It's so close. I would pay more than this. It's a huge value for me. So am I upset about this? Not at all. We've raised prices on a bunch of our prints recently to try and pay the printers more. It's an era of quite strong inflation, wage inflation and price inflation. So I have no bitch about this whatsoever. I mean, what's the benefit to my life? You can't really calculate this. I'm not doing this exercise to feel better today. I'm going to the pool as often as I do so that I'm going to feel better when I'm 80. We've talked about this before. I'm okay. I don't need, specifically to run there. But it's common sense. Someone my age, to have this kind of exercise routine, I believe it's going to really help me 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So the money is nothing. It's easy to say nothing because I've got it. But, maybe there's some people struggling with their daily budget. I don't know. I don't think this is unreasonable. I wish they weren't nickel and diming it, though, that extra fee. I wish they would just put the fee up there, maybe make it 8,000 yen or something. But I guess they've calculated at what point people would pay or would quit. Not everybody's like me who's going to say, I can afford that. That's fine. Let's just do this. These are coming off well, it's good. The paper is actually stable. I think I just got unlucky with that first one. And maybe the guy was standing there, he's an enforcer to make sure people don't get upset, or maybe he was literally there to try and see what the reactions were, you know. I don't know, no idea. Someone says you'll drop a business if they even think about rising prices. You know, here at the moment, there's been huge wage stagnation. Wages in Japan are nowhere near keeping pace with inflation. If I were to be, if this company has raised prices to me, I know one reason, because they're trying to pay their people more. So if somebody says, I'll drop a business if they even think about raising prices, I'm sorry, that statement in isolation doesn't make any sense. We are in a climbing thing here. Companies are trying to raise wages. They can't do that without raising prices. It sort of goes around and around. Well, someone is saying their wages are stagnant in the U.S. And again, it doesn't make too much sense directly to compare the numbers directly from one country to another. But I think we talked about this the other day. There was a photograph in my newspaper. I think it was in the New York Times 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was doing a puzzle. And one of the pages, there was a story about something to do with costs and wages and minimum wage and whatever. And there was a story there was a photograph illustrating the story of a billboard in, was it Wyoming? I think I got this right. It was a billboard in Wyoming advertising for a Walmart. And they wanted people to work on the loading bay unloading trucks, I think it said. And it said starting at $30 an hour. Now, if someone in Japan could see this, could see that, look at this. You tell me where it came from. It looks a bit like oil stains. It sort of looks like foxing. There's nothing visible on the back of the print. It was only in the area where the print was. It wasn't in any of the outlying areas. So it would look to be some substance in the print reacted with something in this paper to do this. And my first guess would be oil from the Baron. If that was there, yeah. It's only in areas that were printed. It's not in places on the outside white edge of the paper. So my guess is that the printer, maybe when doing this wide background, used X amount of oil on his Baron, which would have left traces in here, and I believe that oil would have reacted here, all these years being stuck together. I don't know, that's just my guess. The $30 an hour figure, though, for what seemed to be not a specifically highly skilled job, $30 in American dollars. In Japanese yen, that's, what is it? That's nearly, it's 1.5 or something today. So it's 4,500 yen, not 45,000 yen. $30 an hour is 4,500 yen. That's 4 times the minimum wage in Tokyo. 4 times. And that was for people to work on the unloading dock in Walmart. So I don't know. I just don't know anymore what to think. Cost of stuff like food is cheap in Japan. Well, the two countries, things are in balance. You know, the Walmart number, nobody's getting paid that much here for that kind of work, but maybe the food is cheaper or the accommodation is cheaper, whatever. Our problem here in Japan is that Tokyo, the massive urban complex, is much more expensive to live in than out in the boonies, as far as things like accommodation go. But when it comes to things like food go, you've got so much more choice, and supermarkets are fighting each other and keeping prices down. I'm going to be careful with this one because this is a popular print. If I spoil this one, I'm in big trouble. It hasn't been glued on with a big, it's just a small area. And don't get excited. People might say, by the way, can I get this? This is probably spoken for. They have a waiting list upstairs. Naomi-san and Watanabe-san have a waiting list. People let them know when you get a certain print, blah, 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 please let me know. And I believe this is on her waiting lists. This is Hiroshige. Everything we're seeing today is Hiroshige because the set that we're looking at, this broken set that we're going through today, it's a set of Hiroshige designs published by Oedo Mokuhankan in the late 50s, I believe, and they issued it into the 60s. So everything you're seeing here this morning is by Hiroshige. And it's funny, you know, they must have had some idea that they were going to sell to foreigners. This is 1950s. There really were not a whole lot of foreign tourists in Japan in the 1950s. One area that there was a chance to have English people was the Air Force bases. Officers' mess on the Air Force bases, and maybe to some extent as well at Yokosuka, the naval base. And we have this, and Hiroshi Yoshida used to go there all the time. He would go to the officers' mess at Yokoda base, whatever, and they'd take his craftsmen and they would give demonstrations to the ladies' clubs and stuff like that. So there was demand among military people for Japanese woodblock prints. There weren't a whole lot of regular tourists in the 1950s. I don't know when it came back. The Olympics, maybe, when we hit the 1960s for the Olympics. Tourism must have started to recover in Japan after the war. There was tons of tourism before the war, people coming on the ocean liners. The war totally stopped that, and it took a while to come back. There was this gap between the war and the jet age starting up. The global steamship lines hadn't really recovered. So there was a gap through the 1940s and 50s. There wasn't much, certainly wasn't much tourism to Japan. I can't speak on a global basis, I don't know. There were GIs. The GI end of things were probably not so much into this. It was the officers. For a couple of reasons. One, education, and of course, money. You know, the American GIs were, for the most part, country boys and whatever, and they weren't getting paid a whole lot. And not many of them would have known about things like Japanese prints. We're generalizing, but the officers' clubs, absolutely. Paul Jacqueline, that was his market, and Hiroshi Yoshida. Somebody ran upstairs quite quickly. Was that Ayano-san coming back from her run? Or was it, who's due? We're nearly 9 o'clock. Yamada-kun, our accounting boy. Who's here today? I don't know. Guy in grey clothes. It would be Yamada-san. He's the only other boy here. He starts at 9 o'clock. Not sure who else is coming today. It's Thursday, so Naomi-chan I think is off today, or she may be off tomorrow. I don't know. We'll find out in a couple of minutes. She starts at 9, so she's either coming right now. Someone says, would we hire a robot? You mean, I'm not quite sure what you mean. You mean if such things actually start coming into the market, get a Chinese robot that can sit here and do printing? Is that what you're asking? Is a serious question? I guess so. And I guess it's a serious question. No, I wouldn't do that. I know. At that point, it sort of crosses the line on why are we doing this? The idea isn't just to try and make as many pieces of paper and throw them into the world as possible. The idea is for myself and my associates here to make a decent life for ourselves by making pieces of paper and putting them into the world. So the production as an end to itself is not the goal here. Enjoying a decent life and contributing to society is the goal here. I don't see how using robots to make woodblock prints would advance those goals. Barentine, no, we're getting closer, because I'm going to be carving this Senshafen and then printing it. So that'll be a perfect opportunity to do some Barentine. I'm not avoiding it. We've done it once and we'll do it again. Relax, relax, relax. Using robots to mass produce would suck the joy. Just there wouldn't be any point to it. Again, just say the same thing. The goal is not to make 1 million prints. The goal is to enjoy life making woodblock prints. I think I can trim this one. What would be a better question for you to ask is, to what level would we use technology, robots, etc., to help us in our work? For example, a good example, suppose the sizing work that I did upstairs. Supposing I could hand that off to an automated assistant. Should I do that? Would I do that? That's a more interesting question. It's a repetitive, not so inherently interesting part of the work. And I can't easily brush that one off. I can't quite so easily brush away that question. I mean, I use a computer instead of a typewriter. I used a spreadsheet instead of pencil and paper. Obviously, we're using tools to further our job here. At what level does a tool become too much? The prints are nicely done, you know. Sometimes with this company, authorized Mokuhankan, sometimes the work is really kind of sloppy. They really, whatever. There's good ones and bad ones. Can't read either. I think Indo, I'm not sure. They blow hot and cold. When they're good, and when they're bad. So just saying the word authorized Mokuhankan doesn't tell you anything about the quality by itself. Of course we use technology. Of course, you know, whatever. This one's tight as well. Oh, another one. Look at this. Now, where were we? Oh, it's on the borders, this one too. Look at that. This one, the brown stains are in the border area as well. No idea. No idea. Nothing visible on the paper. There's a bit of a conundrum there. Okay, if there had been spots and stuff visible on the paper, then when the print goes into the shop, if it does, it's marked foxing, stained, whatever, whatever. You know, of course, we have to show people what's going on. But when there isn't any visible staining on the back, print like this, there's no visible staining. But clearly it's been in contact with this for like 50, 60, or 70 years. So what do we do now? We're going to take this print, clean it up, clean up this thing on the back here, the glue on paper, put it in a new acid-free mat, a back sheet, and out into the shop. And it has now been separated from this history. But this one, compared with the one before it, which had no stains on the back, that data point is now lost. And this print goes out to a new life and a new home, but it really has a bit of a darker history than the one that was next to it. Am I having trouble with this? I don't think so. We're looking at the prints. If it had come to me like this, if somebody else had separated it and sent it to me, I'd be looking at this, oh, good one, nice, clean, yep, paper seems fine, no overly acidified, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Great, send it through. Because I didn't know this. This is the mailman, and he doesn't have anything that he needs money for today. The mailman with more frames. Thank you. Thank you. He's a cheerful guy. Always cheerful. Some of the guys, like the black cat guys, some of them are, you know, they're all different. Some of them are just like deliver it and run, depends on how much stress they have, I don't know. But he's a cheerful guy. Yeah. Did I tell you about the water the other day? One day, it wasn't even Tuesday because the shop was closed. So he comes to the door like this, and there's nobody down here. You know, today it's okay because I'm here, so he will deliver these. If I hadn't been here, he has to make a decision. Just leave the stuff outside the door, or open the office door and take it upstairs. He's a decent guy, so he does. So we're on Tuesday here. The shop's closed, and I'm up there doing something. I didn't even remember what point we were going on, and we hear the sound on the stairs: go, 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 boom, and then tuk, 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 and then go, 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 boom. Tuk, 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 tuk. So I go out to see what's happening. And it's this guy. And he's delivering water. And each box that he's carrying up the stairs has 6 bottles, and they are 2-liter bottles. So he's carrying up 12 kilograms at a time, and there's 4 of them. And they're destined for the back room here. They don't need to go upstairs. But I didn't know this, and he didn't know this. And why on earth is the post office delivering water? What did I say? 6 times 2, 12 kilograms, 4 boxes. So he's delivering like nearly 50 kilograms of water by the post office. And it turns out it's another one of those hacking stories. One of the major instant delivery companies, an Amazon competitor here in Tokyo, Japan, Tokyo, called Asukuru. Asukuru. Tomorrow it'll arrive. They've made a pun out of tomorrow's arrival. They've made this into a pun, and their name is Asukuru. You go on their website or phone or whatever, put the order in, and you get it tomorrow. But they were hacked a while ago. Whatever, Russian Bitcoin give us a ransom hacker. And their systems are all down, and the trucks and everything else that are delivering stuff all over Tokyo are in the garage. And as a last resort, I guess some of their order system is okay, they're taking this stuff to the post office. So we got 48 kilograms of water delivered on Tuesday by this guy, the post office. Then just like, I'm only in Japan could there be such a story like this, I think. And I quickly mentioned to the girls, please stop. Don't order any more of that stuff. This is water for the coffee machine and for the printers upstairs. Because they won't use tap water. And for the printers, we don't use tap water. So I told them, please don't order any more. Don't make this happen again. This is insane. having this happen through the post office. Whether or not they will listen to me, I have no idea. How's their time? 9:10. Oh, it's show and tell time. Let's do one more. We have a massive, whatever, we have a big show and tell today. Who brought it downstairs after? Not me, because I cannot do that. I know, I'm out of that game. And there's not even any choice. I can't pretend to be the hero. I can't be a good guy. There's no way I'm going to pick up a 12-kilogram box of water with no handles and try and get it downstairs. No way. I don't know who brought it down. Somebody else, not me. There's convenience stores everywhere here. This didn't need to be done. I know, presumably our staff who ordered this, it's just part of the normal delivery service. But because of that hacking thing, it was sent. We didn't know it was coming. So, you roll it downstairs. Yeah, roll it down the stairs. It was probably Yamada-san, the boy, the accounting boy, bookkeeper boy. He's not really an accountant yet. He's a bookkeeper. What kind of glues are used for this stuff? I have no idea. This is not your typical little bit of Japanese rice glue. This is just some kind of adhesive. I have no idea what it is, no way to tell. You've seen me so far. I've been scraping it down. I am not attempting to get rid of all of it. I can't do that without damaging the washi. And these prints are just not worth it. We can't do museum level of restoration here. Microscopically douse these with some special chemical formula to remove this. The main point of what we're doing here is step one, get it away from these goddamn backboards. You can see, again, foxing spots everywhere. Step one, get the washi. It's not the world's best high quality washi, but get this washi off the backboard is step one. If we can do so, get as much of the glue off the back as possible, but it really isn't possible at this level to get all traces of this stuff off the back. It would be more hours than I have in the day, and it just is not worth it. Nor does it really seem to be doing any damage. Okay, let's move on. Show and tell. Show and tell, show and tell, show and tell. I have a print. What's the name of the person? It's by Tanaka Yuko. This came from Yahoo Auction last week. Let me turn the camera because I'm going to need some help. Oh, we've also got more stuff to open. What should I do? No, let's stay to the plan. This can wait. This can wait. I'm sorry if you're the person who dropped these off. It's okay. It's okay. We'll spend time on it properly rather than rush. That came in last week. Have we looked at this before? Empty frames, empty frames. Here we go. This is what we're going to open, this one. So let's do our thing. Let me find a spot on the floor. don't think it's a frame. Bubble wrap. Are we still on camera? What's done with a terrible tape? No. Let's just cut the end. And that one more. How many layers? Are we counting? No idea what this is. Let's have a look at it. Hey. How can I do this? How can I do this? There's 2 prints in here. Okay, tell you what, let's try this. Let's put them on top of that cardboard. And bring it over to the bench. If I can. Oops. I don't know if I can zoom out far enough. I don't know. I think we don't need this light in the way here. Yoisho. Yoisho. If we only had something to hold the light. I don't think I need a holder for the light. Okay, there's 2 prints in here. There were 2 separate auctions. The first one is kind of a common and garden thing. This is a print from, I believe, Okuyama Gihachiro. He is a kind of a strange printmaker. He mostly did self-publishing. He didn't always just work all by himself. He did carving and printing, but he also hired people to do carving and printing. And he did a lot of self-publishing. We're talking about the 1970s, 1980s. This one would be, it says 50.7. You can decode that for me. 50.7. And my guess is that probably means Showa 50, July of Showa 50. Okuyama Gihachiro is his name. And a lot of interesting prints. Some of it's in the same style as Clifton Carhu and David Stone's with these tile roofs and stuff like that. But he didn't do it anywhere near as carefully and as black as Clifton Carhu did it. In fact, this is a bit of a funny one. It's hard to see what's going on here. There's foreground stuff, then water, and then I'm not quite sure what we're looking at, actually. So it's one town. I guess there's a sort of a little stream or a ditch flowing through. I'm not even sure what we're looking at. It's rough printing. He does a lot of his printing with tons of water and a very, very light baron. It could even be a sponge used for a baron here at that point. The model effect, obviously they're using it to try and depict water. Anyway, he did a lot of these things. They're not super interest to me. We have another date. Look at this. Okay, we have another date on the back. This is not the print that I want to be interested in showing today. We have another date. It says 55.3.14. And that's going to be March the 14th. It could be either way. It could be 1955. No, it's not that old. He didn't work back then. It's Showa 55. Showa 55, March the 14th. I'm not sure, something se. What's the character here? It's a bit of a scribble. Tase? I don't know what he's trying to say. No idea. No idea. It's so Sakuhanga, but he used people to do carving and printing for him. It's like saying Kiyoshi Saito is so Sakuhanga. Of course it is, but nearly all of his later stuff was done by professional printers. Okay, this is the one I really want to have a look at. I'm not 100% sure this is going to be a woodblock print. How on earth are we going to show it to you? It is a woodblock print. Woo! Woo! How am I going to show it to you though? Coming soon to a woodblock store near you. Let me put it down and enlarge that. If I put that camera up for a second, let's do this. If I do this for a minute, I can't see the computer anymore. Look at this. And at the moment, you know as much about this as I do. It said Tanaka Yoko. And the people who put it on auction weren't really sure it was a woodblock print. It is. It's clearly rubbed from the back. It's clearly carved. It is indeed woodblock. Where are we? Look at this. There's a bunch of stuff sticking on top of it. These things, these lines, they're sticking up with my finger. There's sort of, I don't know what it is, gouache or something that's hard. She's put something on. These lines are printed on a block and they stick up. There's a huge amount of glue mixed in or something. The other parts are normally carved and normally printed. It's signed Yoko Tanaka and the title is Sherazado. Not Scheherazado, but Sherazado. It's upside down from where you're looking right now. Looks like a Picasso, nay? To me, as a layman, it sort of has that feeling as well. It's dancers, obviously. Can I get bit by bit through this? I don't have a date. Is there a date on it? It's got a number in the corner here. I don't even know if that's a number. It says, I don't know what that says. Is that 480? Oh, 4/30. Okay, I get it. I get it. Yes, somebody's got it. Thank you. 4/30. English, you're saying Scheherazade, but that's not actually what it says here. It says Sherazado. Sherazado. So either she's got it wrong, or maybe this is the way that that legend is actually referred to in Japan. Someone says 1965, they're guessing. I would put it after that, I think. I don't think it would be that early. I'm not any kind of an expertise on Sosaku prints, but I don't think it looks that early. If I was going to stab my finger on one date, $1985, maybe? Something, I don't know. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. Could be wrong. So I don't know. I bid on it and won it. I think it's interesting. I think it will be of interest to some of the people in our shop. I kind of wish there'd been a little bit less of this, but I don't know. Also, I'm not sure about the title. Why Scheherazade? Scheherazade. These look like dancers. They're ballet type people, modern dance type people. Someone says, how is this going to be packaged for sale? I have no idea. Luckily, this will roll. The guy sent it to us in a flat pack, but the paper here is fairly rollable. And as long as we were careful with it, we'd be able to roll this into something about like that. Very cool. A little bit different from the normal stuff that you see here, of course. The Arabian Fable Collection does not have any dancers. Okay, there we are. I think that'll do it for us today. Well, Scheherazade's famous for their music, from Korsakov's music, but it's not strictly, he didn't invent the idea. It's a thing. What is it? It's the 1001 Nights, the Arabian Nights. It goes back a long, long, long time. The outlines won't crumble when rolled. We'll check this. I mean, trust me, we're not just going to destroy it. But I think what I can see so far, I believe this could probably be rolled to about this level. Not much tighter than that. So I think we could perhaps ship this. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to have a look at it. Some of the paper too, it doesn't look to be in absolutely the best condition. Some of the paper, oh, I see it's been hung in a frame maybe. Can we zoom in here? If we pull the back of the paper, here, there's some sellotape marks on the back. The back of this has been taped at some point into a frame, I believe. Yeah, there's one more at the other side. So it's been taped into a frame. I think that's a new world record, perhaps the biggest print we've opened on stream. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's enough. There's tons of stuff actually I didn't get to on my list here. I'm sorry. There's lots more things to talk about. Whatever. It looks like we're going to have some working streams. You heard the story at the beginning of the stream today. Suzuki-san, our landlady, has got a job she wants me to do, which will involve a few hours carving at minimum, maybe more, and then a bunch of printing because she wants 400 copies of a certain print. Hopefully, if I can get pushing her on this, that might be starting on Saturday, given that the deadline is Friday. We'll see. We may have a carving stream on Saturday. We may not. I don't know. Someone says this would fit well in the new White House ballroom. I don't think it's his mood, This is too... too erotic and too, it's just too woke for him. I don't think he'd want this, but whatever. You're getting confused maybe by the gaudiness and the gold color. I don't know. We don't need to go there. I'll see you on Saturday. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. Hopefully we can do something interesting. If it's been a bit chaotic today, I'm sorry. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in a couple of days. Let's put up the outside camera. The truck across the street is the cold hot towel truck, Oshibori, delivering to a bunch of the restaurants around here. Oh, here comes Uragawa-san. Is she listening? No, I don't think so. This is Uragawa-san. She'll be working in the shop here today. Uragawa-san, good morning. Are you ready? Are you ready for your job? Did you hear about that? I know your answer is yes. Okay, all right. All right, thanks, people. I'll see you on Saturday. Thanks very much, and bye for now. 3, 2, 1, signing off.